Hey guys, so we decided to take a private tour of the Great Pyramids of Giza while we were in Cairo. So we just went on TripAdvisor and found one of the decent ones that we could find on there that wasn't super crazy expensive or anything. But we did it because we found that just traveling around in Cairo, it is much better to do it with some kind of tour guide.
Yeah, from our experience, just the days we were in Cairo exploring without a tour guide, we were just having a lot of people coming up to us and trying to sell us a tour or trying to sell us something. And so having our tour guide was really nice because he was able to kind of guide us through and just tell people like, no, they have a tour. And so we could just get straight to where we needed to go. And that was really nice. And then also there was a driver with it. And so they took us straight to where we needed to go, picked us up from our hotel, and then drove us between all the sites. So we didn't have to have our phones out and looking at the maps, figuring out where we needed to go. And he was able to give us all the history and just tell us about everything. And so I feel like got a much fuller experience by having our tour guide. We really, really appreciated him.
Yeah, so that's what this video is. It's our private tour of the pyramids. However, whenever we arrived at the park, they made us take our microphone off. So we don't have very good audio of us explaining like what's going on while we're there. So that's why we're doing this now. But there may be a few clips where the audio is okay that I'll try to throw in there so you can actually see us in the moment at the pyramids. But just know that we highly recommend you getting a tour guide if you're going to go visit really any site in Egypt in general, not just the pyramids, the museum, or even in Luxor. So anyways, we're going to jump right into it and show you the pyramids of Egypt.
Our tour included the entry fees into the Great Pyramids of Giza, but there were some other optional things that it didn't include, like going inside the pyramids. In the big pyramids, that was extra, but our guide told us that he could get us into some of the little smaller pyramids to go inside and underneath them for free.
We're on top of a pyramid! Ah!
So you can go inside the Great Pyramid. It costs extra money, but we're not going to do that. We're going to go to a free one, the smaller one in a little bit, but that was just up at the gate of the Great Pyramid. When most people think of the Great Pyramids, they think of the three main ones that you see in all the postcards and images, but there's actually 9. On this one site, there's the 3 main pharaoh pyramids, which are the huge ones, and then there's also 6 minor small queen pyramids. So that's what our guide told us that he could get us into for free, was one of the smaller queen pyramids. So we're going down into one of the pyramids right now. And it's super tight, super small, and super slick. But we're almost to the end.
Inside the tomb, this is literally where a mummy was. You can see where the coffin or sarcophagus was. Crazy. So far, nothing from the mummy has happened to us yet, though, so I'm really glad about that. Try not to think about it.
And from what we can see, it's really, really cool that you can go inside the pyramids, but all of them are essentially the same thing. And so the queen one's the same thing. Once you've been inside of the pyramids, you've kind of been inside of a pyramid, because it's just a long, dark hallway that leads to a small inner room where there's nothing left. There's no treasures or paintings or anything like that, but there is usually one Egyptian man down at the bottom who is wanting to take pictures for you, which is great. You can see our pictures, they were really, really poorly done. They're like blurry, we're not even like smiling in them, I don't think. But they're all doing it for a tip. So they'll hand you your phone back and they'll stick their hand out waiting for the money that you're supposed to give them. So we went ahead and tipped them some, but then they want more because they said, well, we took multiple pictures. So I ended up flipping a few coins. Really, they're only looking for like $1. Even if you just have an American dollar, that's fine. They'll be happy with that. There is a guy at the bottom that will take pictures for you, but he wants money for it. So you just give him a little tip, he'll take your pictures, but it is hard to breathe down here. Kind of humid.
Poor guy has to stay down here all day long.
Oh my god. I don't have to leave that one.
And that's pretty common in lots of different sites. There'll be people there asking to take your picture, and just be aware they're probably gonna ask for a tip afterwards.
All around the pyramids are tons and tons of people that are trying to sell you things. Camel rides, donkey rides, little cruddy souvenirs. Anything that they can, they will try to get some tips from you or just money. And so having our tour guide was really awesome because he was a great shield to reflect some of those things, to make it a little more enjoyable so that we're not constantly telling people no, 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 no. They also don't necessarily respond to no once, twice, or 3 times. So just being able to have that was really nice.
Yeah. And our tour guide was also amazing because he kept stopping like everywhere we were going and saying, do you want a picture here? Do you want a picture here? And then he would take our phone and like take so many pictures of us, and he had all these different poses that he would tell us to do at different sites. So our guide was just really great. He was really fun.
This is the second largest pyramid that we're getting to look at right now, and it's beautiful, it's incredible. Don't understand how people built these long ago, but it's really fun learning about them. And now we're about to go ride a camel. We're excited.
Another thing that was included in our tour was a camel ride, which was my biggest goal of Egypt, was to ride a camel, so I was really excited about that. And our tour guide took us to these particular camels in a different area than some of the other ones because he told us that these were some trustworthy people who took care of these camels really well. So we really enjoyed them. They were a really good group of people leading us on these camels.
Hey. Can you jump? No? Go now. Yeah. Good.
There you go.
Thank you. The wooden stick, hold it all time. Your wooden stick, all time.
Hold tight. What's my camel's name?
Yes. واحد طيب please. Yes. Stay recording, Mr. Donald. Yes. Yes. Excuse me, Mister. What's the camel name here? This
one, Michael Jackson.
Oh, Michael.
Michael Jackson.
Oh, hello, Michael.
What's this one?
And this one, Mickey Mouse.
Oh, Mickey.
Okay.
Where is Mickey? Hello, Mickey. Hi, Cookie.
Now
It's
see
okay.
tomorrow. Bye bye.
See you after tomorrow. The day after tomorrow.
Bye bye. Now finish the Egyptian, you go to America.
20-25 minutes, I am here.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Okay.
It's okay. He's a good man. No problem.
Okay, thank you. I'm riding Michael Jackson and Aubrey is riding Mickey Mouse in the desert of Egypt, right next to the pyramids on camels. This is incredible. Yeah. Oh no. Stand. There you go, you're up. What is it? Everybody nice?
You're happy? Very good. Now ask you take picture here, all the pyramid here. And now you good driver, you see? Hey there. Your music together also with American music. Yeah. Very good. Amazing. See that? Love it.
And our tour guide told us that if you were to get a camel ride on your own, that a really easy scam that they do a lot is they will kind of tell you a price up front and then they'll ride out into the desert and then they will change the price on you and they'll be very irate if you don't pay the price that they want you to pay, and it becomes a really big hassle and annoyance whenever you're just trying to have fun at the pyramids. So we were really glad that he had these kind of connections to give us this fun camel ride. However, as always, you need to have some extra cash in your pocket to give the guy who owns the camels, because they're going to take you out there, take lots of good pictures, and have a lot of fun with you, and they're also going to expect some cash in return, and they definitely will ask for money. So just always have some of that on hand.
Our camel ride lasted about 20 minutes or so, and then after we said goodbye to the camels, our guide took us over to the Sphinx, and we got to take some pictures with that and see that, and that was really cool. But it was really hot that day. I think it got up to like 106 degrees Fahrenheit. And then, so after that, we went over to a papyrus making shop.
So this was, of course, a stop that was all about selling you.
Mosquito on your face.
So this stop was all about how they made ancient Egyptian paper. So they gave us a long demonstration on how they actually did that. And then they showed us their huge gallery of ancient Egyptian illustrations and hieroglyphics and stuff all on the paper. And of course the stop was all about trying to sell you souvenirs, but they were really, really cool. We ended up not buying any because honestly we already got some in another shop, and so we didn't need that. But it is important to make sure that you're getting legitimate papyrus whenever you are buying some in Egypt, because there's a lot of fake stuff out there. We've heard that they will make stuff out of banana leaves rather than the actual papyrus leaves, yes. And so the fake stuff won't last nearly as long, supposedly. We don't know. We're gonna put ours up in our home and then see how long it actually lasts.
Hopefully we got the good stuff.
Yeah, we think that we did. Anyways, we then left that place. You did not have to tip there, so that was nice.
That was our amazing day at the Great Pyramids of Giza. So much fun. That was a big bucket list thing for us to do. We really enjoyed it. And just even like the sheer size of them, they were huge. Each stone came up to like my cheekbone, I think. They were so tall. It was really cool. We liked it a lot.
It was one of those things that you've learned all about your life in school, and then to be there in person and see it, I definitely will admit that there have been some sites that we visited where they talk about, especially the size of them, where I walk up and it's like, oh, it's not as big as I thought. Or I just built it up so much in my head that it's not as impressive as I expected, but the Great Pyramids were definitely
Really cool.
very, very massive and amazing to see.
And even though it is right next to the city of Giza, but it was so neat driving through Giza and you could just see them in the distance and they just looked huge. That was really cool just to even see them from the city. So
Yeah.
I like that.
So after doing this and seeing what it's like to visit the tours, we do have some big takeaways which we've already kind of discussed, but to sum them up, one, definitely get a tour guide, especially to the pyramids, but also really again to any site in Egypt. You're gonna need it for the shield, the expertise, and for just the ease of it.
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot of signage everywhere, so that's really helpful to have someone who knows what everything is. So
Number two, definitely take water and sunscreen. It is crazy hot, especially in the summertime, unbelievably hot.
there's
And
no
you're
shade
at all.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need
Pyramids.
ways to cover yourself up. And that was part of the person on the tour guide too, is they drove us from pyramid to pyramid, so you're not walking the distance. But definitely take care of yourself in those high heat.
Yes. Another thing was that as a woman, I was researching a lot. What do I need to wear in Egypt and the Middle East in general? Because it is a Muslim culture. And what I found is you do need to cover your shoulders and cover your knees and below, which is hard because it's so hot. So wearing loose clothes definitely helped. I didn't think it was as bad as I thought it was going to be. Didn't feel as hot because my clothing was loose. But then another thing is in all the tourist sites, I saw every kind of clothing imaginable. I saw tube tops, I saw midriff showing, short shorts, like literally everything. But it is about respecting their culture. So it's still good to cover up and try to be modest.
And then another takeaway is always have extra small bills, if not American dollars, possibly euros, but also in Egyptian pounds. Carry it with you in your pocket so that you can give tips, because Egypt is a tip-heavy economy. Everybody's gonna want tips for anything they do for you. And if you don't want to tip someone, you're gonna have to get used to saying no to everybody, because there's gonna be people constantly harassing you to do things. So just get used to saying no, or just have bills ready because they're gonna expect tips. And also stand your ground. Once you give them what you feel comfortable giving them, you gotta feel comfortable with telling them you're done, because they're gonna ask for more. But all in all, really incredible day, an incredible sight. We're super glad that we got to go experience the Great Pyramids. Really once in a lifetime thing for us. So we hope that you enjoyed this video and getting to see some of our experiences seeing the pyramids, and as well as what you could do to better plan for your trip. If you learn anything interesting, or if you have any good tips too, make sure you leave those in the comments. And if you like these videos, please hit the like button and also subscribe so you can keep up with more of our adventures, because we have a lot more coming in Egypt. So be on the lookout for those. Thanks so much. A private tour of the Great Pyramids of Giza.
What?
That's the Leaning Tower of Giza. BB. For action. A private tour of the Great Pyramids of Giza. Gosh, dang it.
It's not a pizza.
Take 5. Action.